Hollywood is at it again, ruining our beloved franchises with their terrible video game adaptations. With our eyes yet set on again, the Resident Evil franchise. As of today, this is the first time I've heard they are rebooting the movie franchise with Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. So when I heard that it was like, oh hey, they're going to be following the games more closely, I was a bit excited. Until I saw this image right here. On the right, I could tell it's Claire by the red jacket, not so much by the face or hairstyle. And on the guy on the left, I wasn't sure who that's supposed to be. At first, I thought it was Carlos. They're maybe trying to do something different here, like because he looks like Carlos from Resident Evil 3 Remake, with just less scruffy hair and has a bit less facial hair. But nope. This is Leon Scott Kennedy. You heard me correct. This is the same Leon from Resident Evil 2. Yeah, looks nothing like the character. Not even by 4 or the original. What? Why couldn't they just find some guy with blonde hair at least? Look, the first live adaptation of Leon wasn't great. Here he is from Resident Evil Retribution, which is a god-awful movie, by the way. It's like, he's not bad. He's bulky. He at least has a bit of the dirty blonde hair. It's just, you could tell they probably just hired this guy because he was cheap to hire. Now, I don't know much about this actor, but that's what the feeling I get. So, this does not have me excited at all, and I imagine a lot of Resident Evil fans are probably not excited by this, more like they're going to be pissed. And it just continues to get worse from here. Also, let's just quickly compare Claire for a second. This is how she looks from Resident Evil 2 Remake. You can see her ponytail hair and everything, and then compare her to the live-action movie, where she looks much older for some reason. She looks older compared, like here, she's like maybe, I believe she's under 20. Like, she's like 18 in this game. I can't remember how old Claire is in the Resident Evil 2 Remake, but she looks significantly younger here compared to her movie counterpart. So yeah, and things just get worse from here. So Lisa from Resident Evil Remake? Remember how she looked? Yeah, remember this terrifying abomination where she has multiple faces stitched onto her? And that bloody rags and this, I can't remember what this is called right now, but let's call it massive handcuffs. This is how she looks in the movie. This looks like a cheap Party City costume that you could buy for $12. There's no stitches. There's not even much blood on her. Let's compare night to day. Night, day. Night, day. Now, this has so much detail. Look how much detail this has compared to the movie adaptation. This is so lazy and cheap. Even the rag she's wearing looks a bit cheap. This even looks cheap. Look at this. Like, okay, truth be told, I can't see that too well, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it looks cheap. Do you want to say it looks cheap? Yeah. Okay. So the monsters are not gonna probably look terrifying. I can guarantee that much. They're not gonna look terrifying. Now, if this was like, say, like a different serial killer, if this was his own movie and this was a serial killer that has no attachments to Lisa, then yeah, sure, it might be a little creepy, but compared to the original, doesn't even hold a candle. Not even close. We also get a first look at Chris, Jill, and Wesker. And here's how they look. This is Chris, which, to be fair, he doesn't look bad. He's a bit young. He looks a bit on the younger side, but Chris was young in the first Resident Evil game, and Chris wasn't as bulky in 5. Chris was a bit more this size. 5, he definitely bulks up. So I can see that down the line. Well, actually, I don't. I don't see this movie going anywhere besides dying after the first film. This is Jill, who looks nothing like the character. Honestly, I couldn't tell this was Jill until I read more of that article saying, oh, this is Jill Valentine. Looks nothing like the character. I've seen cosplayers who've done the character better. Like, hell, here's some cosplayers right now. Look at this. Look at this. All these women do a better job of getting the character, getting the look of the character. Now, I don't know about the characteristics and energy and spirit, but the look they got down patent. Why couldn't we get this uniform? Seriously. What's wrong with this? It looks great in live action. Why is Hollywood avoiding this? This looks great. Anyways, back. Yeah. So, no fun costume. It's realistic tacticals. And Chris' costume, I don't know. We'll see if that's more of a greenish color. And right here is Wesker. I'll say this again. This is in fact Wesker. The article does verify. This is in fact Wesker. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell this is Wesker either unless they told you so. There's no slick hair, no sunglasses. I know it's silly to wear sunglasses indoors, but hey, it's part of the charm. Why? Why does the Paul Anderson movies, as bad as they are, why can they get the looks of the characters right compared to this movie that claims that they're following the games more closely? This reminds me a lot of the recent Doom movie, Doom Annihilation, where they claim they're following the more of the story. It's going to be set on Mars, it's going to have hell, it's going to have demons. Yet it had no Doom guy, no kick-ass music, none of his amazing weapons. It was just some random small fry chick playing as the so-called Doom Slayer. The movie's an embarrassment, by the way. Don't watch it. And this person, I don't even know who that person is. I don't know. That's not Barry. I know that for sure. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this rate. The point is, none of the characters look as they should. I really don't understand. Wesker. Look at him. Look at this Wesker. Boom. 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 This is unbelievably frustrating. Why is it so hard for Hollywood to follow a formula? To simply adapt things as they are? Now, I'm all for creative liberties. That's fine. But there's some points you have to ask yourself, will this make the fans mad if the character is too unrecognizable? Jill does not look recognizable. Wesker does not look recognizable. I don't know who the fuck this is. Chris, okay, they kind of got down. I'm curious to see how this actor performs it. Then we go back to Leon here, who looks nothing like the character. Claire, the only reason you can tell that's Claire is because of the red jacket. Nothing else. So, why the major changes? Well, the director was kindly enough to give us a statement, so let's take a look at that. The difference with the film as opposed to the previous movies is the ensemblance, where each of the main characters carry a huge importance to the narrative. They are not just cosplay characters who have the exact hair and costumes of the characters. Well, but you look at the photos, it screams cosplay. Bad cosplay, keep in mind. It was hugely important with the whole casting process to find people who embody the spirit and energy of the characters I want to portray. So, are you talking about the characters you want to portray, or you want to portray the video game characters? Like, correctly adapt them to the big screen. I think often in game adaptations, one of the biggest flaws can be just casting someone to look visually like the characters. Well, that does draw in the fans. It does give recognition to the film, giving them an identical haircut and clothes, but not really trying to give the audience the thing that a movie does better than a game, which is to create a three-dimensional character that you can really connect with and believe in. That entire line screams arrogancy. Video games and movies are both capable of delivering three-dimensional characters. Video games have the advantage because they are typically longer. Therefore, it has more time to develop its characters compared to films. Robert recalls the particularly difficult search for the right actor to play Leon Scott Kennedy. We must have seen so many people. It was really quite a tricky role because of the balance of humor and weariness. Then Avin read, and I was like, he's the one. He gets it. Look, no disrespect to Avin here. Maybe he's a really great actor. I don't know. I haven't seen him in any of his films. But could they have at least, cut his hair a bit shorter, make it blonde, shave him, clean shave him? That would go a long ways. That really would. At least he'll be more recognizable. But he's not. This is not Leon. Maybe in personality, that's yet to be seen, but visually, he's not there. Aesthetically, this adaptation is unrecognizable. The characters barely or don't resemble their video game counterparts. And if Lisa right here is a clear indication of what the film's production was like, then we can expect more lazy and lame designs for those monsters, zombies, and for the rest of the characters. Oh God, please don't ruin Ada. Please don't. But the fun doesn't stop there, folks. You can already tell from the beginning of this video that this film contains Resident Evil 1 and 2's characters. Why? Because the director has planned to blend both games' narratives into one film. This sounds like a tremendously bad idea. Resident Evil 1's narrative is like what? 5 to 8 hours? Same for 2? So trying to cram in a 10 plus hour story into one film, that's just spells for disaster. Why not have this film focus on Chris and the rest of the STARS members so you can flesh out their characters and prepare that for the sequel when Claire goes looking for her brother? Which, by the way, how are they going to handle this? Or is like Raccoon City under attack at the same time as Chris and the others are going to Spencer's mansion? Because that doesn't line up at all with how the games handle it. Resident Evil 2 takes months after the first game's events. And Claire goes to Raccoon City to look for her brother because he went missing. So what is she doing here? Is this going to be like jump from the past to the future thing? Is it going to be like, oh, these events happened Resident Evil 1, now let's jump back to Resident Evil 2? It just sounds like it's going to be a mess. They should just have these characters be in their own movie so they can flesh them out. 2 has its own set of plot points it has to address. Leon's relationship with Ada. Ada having her own mission, her own secret mission that she's just manipulating Leon to do so. Then you have Claire's relationship to Cheryl, and Cheryl's relationship to her parents who have gone crazy over the fucking G-Virus. Which, by the way, you also have to go into detail how those events panned out. I'm sorry, I'm going on a bit of a ramble here. My thoughts are going over the place. This just sounds like a really bad idea. Look, I'm all for creative choices. Directors and visionaries having their own interpretation of characters and narratives. But I believe there has to be a fine line when it comes to adaptations of replicating the source material as well as fulfilling your own vision. Chris and the others have to be recognizable. Leon needs to be recognizable. Because this doesn't scream Leon. This screams like Carlos, which I've already mentioned at the beginning of this video. Alright, before I go back retracing steps and my thoughts, I'm going to call it good here. What do you guys think? Is this a film you're looking forward to? Are you okay with Leon looking like this and the rest of the characters looking the way they do? Or are you unhappy like I am? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'll catch you later.